Okay, I'm going to attempt to make a video of how to rebuild one of these HP 90 pumps. It's made by Great Plains Industries. It's called a rebuild kit, and I couldn't find any instructions on YouTube, and their printed instructions are a little vague, so if this makes it to YouTube, that means I was successful. So I've already removed this from the housing, and I guess I'll make a video of how to put it back together. Okay, the instructions say to remove these O-rings, and I'm taking a small screwdriver here, and I'll pop these O-rings off on the front and back. I don't know if you can see this very well, but down in here are the two small diaphragms, and that one appears to be torn. And on the other side, on the bottom here, I can see through this one. I suspect that's why my pump is not working. Okay, these rings that I just removed, they are actually the piston seal O-rings. The cover plate seal is still on my pump apparently, and I'll have to do that outside before I put everything back together. But these rings both came off easily using a screwdriver to pry them out of that groove. So it appears that with this little screwdriver I can get it underneath that pin and just gently work them up. And they're going to be discarded, so I guess it won't matter if I break them. Looks like it's coming. And where it went, nobody knows, but it's off. Now that's off, and that's off. So I'll do that again on the other side. All right, so this is what these pieces look like. They're the rubber washers, the metal ring seals, and the retaining pin, and one of them went into orbit, and I don't know where it went, but this is what they look like removed. Fortunately, I have new ones to replace them with. Okay, I just got that one retaining pin off. Then you just pop this up. Comes off. And that comes off. I'll do this one in a similar way, then I'll see what happens with those. Okay, some of these instructions are now becoming a little more clear. And I have to get these two PTFE inserts out. Now, when they're talking about internal and external tooth retracting pins, these are the internal pins. The external pins are these, and I have yet to get those out, but that'll be my next thing after I get these pins, after I get these inserts out. Okay, I'm going to use the same little screwdriver I've been using. Try to pry these out. There's one. And here's the other. Out. Okay, I'm having to use an even smaller screwdriver. There, I got that one out. So that's the external ring. And here is what I would call the diaphragm, but they call it something else. But that's, so you can see the difference in internal and external rings there. And I'll do the same on the other side. All right, I got that one out, but this is why I suspect my pump was no longer working. I have this tear, and again, what I'm calling this little diaphragm here, I'll have to look and see what they're calling it. They're calling these things shaft pin seals. All right, I'm on step 8 now, and this is putting these things back together. So it says on the piston, I have to install 4 new flapper valves, 4 new washers, and 4 new internal tooth retaining rings. And I should use a socket to aid in pressing the retaining rings on. So I'm going to show one here. Got it lubricated with some lubrication. I'll put these new pieces in and go to the next step. Okay, I've put these all back together now, and I use this 7/16 ratchet, seems to be the right size, to mash these springs down here, 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 and here. Now I'm ready for the internal clips. Okay, well, this last step's proven to be very tricky. And I don't know if you can tell it, but here are the 2 external tooth washers I have to put in, or pins. And I'm slowly bending this one to put a little convex shape so I can get it down in the hole. Hopefully I can, once I get it bent just enough, then I can flatten it out. I'll let you know how that goes. Okay, I've finally gotten this thing down in there by doing a lot of bending, and a 11/32 fits the tightest in here. But it's got to fit in there in order to mash that down. So hopefully that'll hold. Now I've got to do the other side. Okay, well, the other side went in much easier since I figured out to pre-bend it. And then that 11/32 mashed it down pretty good. So I think I'm in business. One of the final steps I have to do is put in these inserts, which may be easier said than done, but let me work on that. Looks like the best way to do this is going to be to bang them in with the base of the screwdriver or my hand ratchet here. Yeah, those are in nicely. Do the other side. I already see a slight problem here is that these O-rings, I may have to cut the edges out to get the O-rings in. These new O-rings have to fit in those grooves. All right, so what I'm going to take is this knife and cut these 2 edges off so the O-rings will fit. And since I don't want to film myself cutting myself, I'm going to go ahead and do it off camera. Okay, now, so I got those things cut pretty easily. Now I'm going to see if I can get this O-ring back in. Ah, perfect. Not so perfect. I need to trim them a little bit. Oh, only trimmed one of them. I've got 2 to trim, so I'll have to cut this portion out. All right, here I'm out at the pump. Go ahead and take this off. You can see my Great Plains Industries pump, what it looks like from the side. You know, there are no identifying numbers on it. This is an HP 90, which is no longer made. And this thing up here, I'm also going to replace. It's the anti-siphon valve. Since I'm in the replacement mode, I think I know why it wasn't working, but I'm going to go ahead and replace that anyway. It was another $10 to get that valve. Okay, here's the O-ring that I need to replace. Definitely needs replacing. Okay, so to replace this O-ring, you put it in out here, fit it around the groove. So outlet is up. Okay, I've got the plate back on. Now I'm going to do the anti-siphon. Just took this cover off. We'll get this piece off and replace. Get this started with the screwdriver and untwist it. Here's the new one. There it goes. Nice and tight. New cover is on. All right, now the moment of truth. Will it pump? Because it would not pump before. There it goes, gasoline. Pump is fixed.